How many of you were at the concert Friday night? Was that far out, right? I mean, John said I went home high and I wasn't even smoking anything. So it was an extraordinary experience. I'll talk more about it, but one of our star-studded singers was Gretchen Goodrich, and she's gonna, woo! So we're gonna let Spirit use us. We're channels of Spirit, and you do have a part in this. You get to go clap, clap. Can we practice? You're great. All right, so stand up and let Spirit use you.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Oh, I used to think that God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the sky or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Sing it with me now. Command my hand, what must they do? Command my life, it's all for you. God is the source that heals all creation. God is creator, all in all, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. All right, good morning, Unity.
Hi, Carol. It's on. We're all set. Welcome this morning to Unity in Chicago. I'm Jill Brown, and what a pleasure it is to see each and every one of you here at our combined Celebration Sunday service. Your presence is an important part of our service today, and we're grateful to each and every one of you for joining us. Each Sunday, we come together to celebrate our oneness with one another and with God. In Unity, we welcome people of every culture, lifestyle, and creed. We honor the many paths to God, the many names for God, and the very many ways in which to experience God. We give thanks for the presence of God within each of us and the expression of joy, love, and truth in our lives. Today, we join with people all around the world who are reading the Daily Word. And today's daily word is expression. I am an amazing expression of God, a blessing to the world. Some thoughts in my mind may be as dark as a moonless night. Yet just as the sun rises each day, the light of God is always available to lift me up. I break out of the darkness by allowing love to flood my mind and heart. I awaken to the truth. I am an amazing expression of God, a blessing to the world. Recognition of my truth brings me into balance. I become aware of the warm summer air caressing my body, the beating of my heart, and the rhythm of my breath. I remain in this awareness and feel energy increasing in me. I celebrate love overflowing in me. I give thanks for my ever-present source of energy, the light of God. I radiate my energy into the world for the benefit of all humanity. And from John 10:10, I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. And so it is. And now Reverend Heidi has some updates for us.
Good morning, and welcome to our spiritual community of light, love, and laughter. We call this our home on Thome because we invite you to feel at home here exactly as you are. There may be places in your life where people don't love you just exactly as you are, but this is not one of them. We are so excited that you have brought that beautiful, unlimited, radiant spiritual presence in the form of your body here today. The service won't be the same. The service wouldn't be the same if you weren't here, so I'm so glad you're here. We had an extraordinary, I don't even know, extravaganza on Friday night. I think my heart is beating faster than it was before I arrived at that concert. It just really, you kept thinking, it can't get any better, and then it would get better. And we had all of our Unity singers. This was all put together, of course, by our extraordinary Peter Polzak, yes. Love is great, and it takes a lot of time to put it together. So it was a beautiful, and we thank Sarah Allen and Bill Harrison for giving their time and talent. And the great Gretchen Goodrich, we'll give her a hand. Yeah, it was beautiful. And of course, the loaves and fishes guy that really kind of looked like ribs, but it was Ron Baxter. Ron, why don't you stand and let's see. Yeah, they just kept coming. He's like, I'm praying, and look at all these ribs that keep coming out here. So this is, it was an extraordinary time. If you were one of the volunteers, we really want to thank you. There were so many people that put it together. Rose Stevenson was sort of over our volunteers, so we can thank Ro. But if you were part of serving or cleaning or taking garbage cans around, would you please stand? Because we really want to thank you. I know there were a ton of y'all, yeah. It was amazing, and we were doing the Aquarius song. I'm like, you can do this sober. It's wild, you know. It really worked, you know. We're over there going, wow, this is amazing. And Ro, thank you. Let's thank Ro. She got the whole team together. All right. And if you weren't here or if you were here, we did take a DVD of the evening, and you're welcome to purchase it for $15, and they will be ready next Sunday, but you can purchase them at the Wings of Prosperity. Just an amazing experience, and we're hoping y'all will do it again. You know, we'll see. Of course, we'd love to, and Peter's going to get to rest up for a whole year so we can do this. So today we are talking about security as an inside job. I know that's just sort of outlandish for many of us to really think that security is an inside job, but I'd like for us to close our outer eye and open our inner eye and breathe into the energy that is this service, the incredible souls that have shown up, and one of them, of course, is you. And let us focus on that light of God, light of life within you. And the meditation, the affirmation is that I am secure, for I know who I am, a richly endowed child of God. I am secure in all I do, for I know my oneness with the divine process. I am secure in all I have, for I know my treasure is in my mind, not in my things. I live my life from day to day as if God's supportive substance were as exhaustless and dependable as the air I breathe, which it most certainly is. So we breathe into the exhaustless supply of air, the exhaustless beat of your heart, the flow of your blood, the light that is within you. And we rest in the security that we have and will always have everything we need. And in knowing that, and in living that, and in appreciating that, we bless the world. So we breathe into that truth. We hear the bell of the angel getting its wings, and we know that we are secure in our beingness. And we thank you, Spirit, for this incredible teaching that is unity, that is our Christ awakening, and it is how we bond and live together in this brilliant experience called our life. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is, and together we can say, Amen. Yeah, so again, we are here and we are secure in this amazing experience of just living your life. So a number of things about this incredible community that keep going on. I'll tell you a few of them. Did I wonder? No, here we go. Okay, thank you, Jill. Okay, so our class, we're going to talk about our spiritual economics chapter this week on security and how to deal with financial adversity. We're all experts at that, but we just thought we'd give us a little bit of a reminder. And the class is on Thursday nights, and it's still you can come and be part of a conversation about this, hear other people's stories. It's quite a dynamic class. It's going to be going on until August 27th. So just know, I think it was extended 1 week, but just show up on Thursday at 6:30, you're good. Just come, we have snacks. It's a very exciting class. We are in this journey this summer, and probably for the ongoing of Unity in Chicago, that we're inviting us all to be part of what we call the Abundant Life. And it is our recurring giving program. We're planting seeds of prosperity in fertile ground for the tree of love that is our community to grow. This can be any amount. It can be $10 a week, $10 a month, $10,000 a month, $1 million a year, whatever you want to do. But once you're in, then you are part of the foundation of our church, and we want to give back to you, so we would give you 10% off of whatever happens here at the church. So we just really understand this giving and receiving. There are, as I keep saying, spiritual operators standing by. Christy and Ro will be out in the Sunshine Gallery if you want to sign up there. And you can also go online. On our front page is the Abundant Life picture. So. All right, so what we're doing, the next sort of spiritual community experience is what we're calling the I Am Creative Weekend. And it's going to be the weekend of August 21st and 22nd. It'll be 2 weeks from now. And on that Friday night, we're going to show a film called I Am that was created by a gentleman called Tom Shadyac, who basically was the guy that found Jim Carrey. Anybody heard of Jim Carrey? Anyway, so he put together the movies Liar, Liar, and Bruce Almighty, and he was the director and producer of those films. And at one point in his life, he had an accident and had to be sort of immobile for about 6 months, and he started to recognize all the things he'd accumulated in his life hadn't created any happiness for him. And so the film is about how we get out of competition and get more into community. And so that'll be Friday night. We invite you all to come. And then on Saturday, a woman is coming in from Kansas City that has been part of probably most of the retreats that I led in Kansas City. Her name's Jenny Hahn, and she does what is called process painting. And it is what we'll talk about today, allowing those true colors in you to come out. We'll show a film during my talk about what this is what goes on, but it's a 10 to 4 experience on Saturday the 22nd. We'll have easels set up. It's sort of painting on the blank slate of your life. It's going to be $55, but if you're in the Abundant Life program, it'll be $50, basically for all the materials Jenny brings in her travel from Kansas City. So again, if you'd like to sign up for this is called the Process Painting Workshop on that Saturday, you can sign up at the Wings of Prosperity. Okie doke. Let's just see. It's really the wrap-up of our spiritual economics series. So it's all these experiences we've had, all these insights we've had will come together that weekend. We are going to Unity Village. For those of you that want to go, we're going to meet after the service to sort of circle our wagons. Who's driving, who's flying. If you want to get a ride, however, please come today at 12:30 in the library. All right? And so we really would love, I think we have something like 20 people coming. So if you want to come to go to Mecca on the World Day of Prayer, it's the weekend of September 8th through the 11th. I mean, it's during the week. Okay, so we love to celebrate. This church does not operate without volunteers. And we know that volunteers immediately receive the gift that they give, but often so we celebrate that for sure, but we really, there's so many people here that we want to say thank you to. And so if we are trying to do a volunteer of the month, which will go on probably for the next 40 years, and on, because we have so many beautiful volunteers here. Let's see here. There was one other thing I was going to say about that. But anyway, okay, so this month, we're celebrating July's Volunteer of the Month today. And then we have 2 more volunteers we're going to celebrate later in August. So this gal, we are calling her our colorful illuminator. She has done so many things here. It's just, one of the many things is that she's the treasurer of our board. She has planned, designed, and carried out our Pride Parade this year. The trolley came alive with color because of this lovely gal. She installed our Wizard of Oz backdrop. She just does, all the color that goes on around here is mainly in the idea of this lovely, lovely person. So let us give a big round of applause to our dear and beloved congregant and color illuminator of this place, Pam Parker. All right? And she is also the gal that did the Staying Alive dance with me. And nobody asked us to be part of the concert. Like, what's up with that? Yeah, do you have anything you'd like to?
No, I would just say thank you to all of you because you all make everything I do joyful and valuable to me.
I love you so much. Thank you, Pam. So Pam will remind us, has reminded me all the time, that the light of God is within us. So we are lighting this candle in remembrance. Takes 2 hands to get that light going. All right. So put your hand on your heart. I am the light of the world. And look at your neighbor or 2, not 3, and say, you are the light of the world. Okay, that's 2. We have fellowship time. You can tell everybody they're the light of the world. Go out in the world. Get on the red line. You're the light of the world. Be great. All right. Then we say together, we are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. Beautiful. And so in greeting one another, we can stand up, stay in your section, please, because, we do have to end at some hour around, noon. All right. So say, I am secure because you're in my life. All right? There we go. See, that's how spiritual community works. We are secure because we know we are love and the people that are around us are love. All right, so this is a bust you out of your old thinking rock and roll Sunday. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Because it's your life. And here comes Gretchen. We are so blessed to have Michael Torbat with us today. So let's give Michael a hand. And here.
This ain't a song for the broken-hearted. No silent prayer for the faith departed. I ain't gonna be just a face in the crowd. You're gonna hear my voice when I shout it out loud. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, my heart is like an open highway. But Frankie said I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. 'Cause it's my life. This is for the ones who stood their ground. For Tommy and Gina who never backed down. Tomorrow's getting harder, make no mistake. Luck ain't even luck, you gotta make your own breaks. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, my heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. 'Cause it's my life. Tall, baby, calling you out. Don't bend, don't break, baby, don't back down. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, my heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. 'Cause it's my life.
Michael. My gosh, these youngins. Glad you're here. Wow, my gosh. Is this church? Oh, my God. All right. Oh, my gosh. It's my life. It's my life. It's my life. So how's that life of yours going? Have you realized that power that's within you? When he sings, is there something going on? Like, yeah. Am I taking this sense of ownership and power and possibility and passion? Is that what's going on in my life? Or not? I really am inspired that you all keep showing up for this series. Seriously. We were talking about how to rework this idea of prosperity, being the hope underneath things, that affluence is being in the flow. We've looked at this idea that when you believe something, then it shows up, rather than that experience of Thomas saying, I gotta see what's going on here. Somebody was checking out your ribs today, right, Ron? Still got your ribs? And this idea of I want to see it before I believe it, right? But now we understand we're believing it, and then it shows up. And then we looked at gratitude, the power of gratitude, even in the midst of adversity. And then last week we talked about work as your vocation, as your calling, that wherever you are living your calling, that there's no sort of 9 to 5 about your life unless you decided that it is that way. And so this week is about security. Now, I was sure when I started this chapter that Eric, security, come on, Eric, it's got to be something outside of us. I mean, you can't buy anything without people checking your credit score, or do you have collateral? I mean, security is certainly not something inside of me. No, it's the same thing. Eric is saying that security is not anything that's outside of you. It's something that's in you, and is something that's always been in you. In fact, what Eric is talking about is the same thing Jesus was talking about, that it is consciousness. And if you've ever been confused, or you've heard the word Christ getting thrown around and you think, does that just mean Jesus? Jesus became Jesus Christ through his awakening to that inner vortex, that inner clarity, that inner wisdom. And that's why we call this Christ consciousness. Eric's talking about the same thing. It's this ability to know that when I experience peace inside of me, I experience peace outside of me. Still blows my mind, because I really thought if I changed you, I was going to feel better. And I have really spent a lot of years and a lot of energy, even this week, trying to think if somebody did something differently, I was going to feel better. And what I've really learned is not only does that not work, because if I change you, then I've got to keep changing you. Oh, and people are so hard to keep track of. So I recognize that if I'm willing to learn these principles that Jesus was teaching, these and greater things shall you do, he was healing, he was creating what we would call miracles, but the miracles are within us. And so he said, practice this. Do this. I always want to say, he's probably said, good, my wayward children, do these things and watch how it works. So I've been practicing, and I know you all have also been practicing how you get to prove God in this. We get to prove that this works. Not that we're testing God, but we're recognizing that it works. Somebody was talking to me yesterday about, well, my mom's really religious. And I said, there's a real big difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is I need to fit into a system, and spirituality is I am the system. I am what economics is. And Eric does this. Oh, I forgot about having to hold a book. All right, so with hands. This is always messed up when you have to do a wedding, too. It's like, oh, and do you take this person to you can't get it. It's always a big mess. All right, so let's see what Eric has to say about security here. Okay, because he does say that if you want to be secure, and you want to be secure for the rest of your life, there is one state that you could be secure for the rest of your life. Do y'all want to know what that is? Okay, it is if you're an individual with a lifetime sentence in a penitentiary. It's supposed to be funny. But do you get it? Right? And so far, you guys are out of the penitentiary. But that's how you get security for the rest of your life, because, you kind of know what's going to happen. But the rest of us are making this thing up. And we don't get it, because how many people sometimes have felt like they've living in a prison? And where's the prison? It's your mind, right? So your mind, you can either be free or you can be in prison. And it's probably sort of every other moment that we're experiencing that, and more moments that we're allowing ourselves to experience freedom. And that's why we come here. That's why I came to a Unity Church and kept coming, because all of a sudden it wasn't about somebody had saved me and I had to sort of believe in something outside of me, but that Savior was within me. And at first that was very upsetting, because I'm like, I don't want to take responsibility for my life. It's a lot easier just to blame people. And as one of my friends said, the only exercise I get are jumping to conclusions and running down my friends. But there's more, really. Okay, so is this kind of security possible? If so, how do we achieve it? It depends upon what we think security is. If we are thinking of security in terms of protective barriers and a continuous provision for food, clothing, shelter, heat, light, and medical care, then the most secure individual is a life-term convict in a penitentiary. Almost everything is cared for, thus he or she has little to worry about. He or she has real security, but at such a great price. Most public opinion surveys indicate that one thing most people desire in life more than anything else is security. This is a sad commentary on contemporary values. Professor Peter Bartocci of Boston University has said, it may be that any view of life that puts security rather than creativity first has misread life at its best, and thus misrepresents the cosmic process. Whoa, seems kind of big. This is not to suggest that a desire for security is wrong or that we shouldn't seek ways of achieving it. It is simply that we must place emphasis on outer things, that when we place emphasis on outer things, we miss the whole meaning of life. Life is for expressing, for growth, and for expansion. Wow. I don't want to miss the whole meaning of life. Do you? Have you had those moments of like, what is this all about? Who am I? Where do I fit into this thing? And can we understand that the whole meaning of life is this is it? It's in this moment. It's the way that you're viewing your own freedom of being secure. That's what I love about his affirmation. Are we pretty sure? Let's take a breath. And let's exhale. Now, are you thinking, oh my gosh, what about the next breath? What's going to happen? Am I going to have that next breath? Right? We're pretty secure, right? That we're able to breathe again. And so I wonder if that feeling of security about breathing and breathing and breathing is what we get to take into this grand adventure we call life. So our question today, and you don't need to shout it out, but I'd like you to allow it in the next 20 minutes to see what shifts in you, all right? And our question is, in your life, if you're asked about, do you choose security or do you choose creativity? Security or creativity? I was working with a lady yesterday that said, I just asked her that, and she said, I want to say creativity, but I think it's because I've been hanging around here so much. Well, yeah, probably. Yeah. So we understand that maybe your security is in your creativity. And what he says often, this is not about anything is wrong with any kind of, let's say, insurance or anything you want in your life, but make sure that it's about the comfort that you experience rather than based on fear. Because we are a group of folks, and probably the whole planet, that's so accustomed to living in fear that creativity gets pretty snuffed out. Can you relate to that? Okay, so we're going to look at this quote by an Einstein that you probably all heard, and I just love it because it always reminds me that the day came when the risk to remain tied in a bud became more painful than the risk to blossom. That the risk to remain tied in the bud, security at all costs, me against the world, in the penitentiary, became more painful than the experience of blossoming. And what I find interesting about this is it does seem that pain motivates us to change, right? Because if things are working, great, that's like, yay, it feels good. That's creativity. But our pain is what helps us know when we want something to shift. So if you're in a sense of, I don't know, I feel kind of confused about this, perfect. It's a great place to be, because I like to call that divine discontent, right? Divine discontent. I just know divine is on its way. Right now I'm feeling a little discontent, but I know divine is my nature. Eric says we live in this world of two ways, human and divine. So the human part of us, operates around the world and needs the sense of security, but the divine is this creativity that's always happening through you. So the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk to blossom. Now, this came to me while I was going through this talk. If we want to learn how to succeed, we have to learn how to fail. If you want to learn how to love, you have to learn how to have loss. And if you want to learn about security, you have to learn how to risk. Are we willing to risk to be happy? Are you willing to risk to be happy? Are we willing to take a risk to be happy? Okay, are we kind of clear that you sort of have to do that? Right? I mean, the Israelites would have never left Egypt if they hadn't taken a risk. Columbus, there was many people already here, but he would not have had his voyage had he not taken a risk. And I can tell you that nothing is created in this world without people taking a risk. And did folks, when you were young, tell you, take a lot of risks in life? Go out there. I loved living in Edgewater because they say, live on the edge. I like that, right? Yay, Edgewater. And I always said the saying, everybody got sick of me saying it, but I'm saying it one more time, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Ever heard that? That we want to live on this edge of the next chapter of our life. Life isn't about, I know this, so I'm just going to do it over and over and over. We can live 90 years or 1 year 90 times. And you want to live your life. I mean, I saw everybody getting excited when Michael was singing that. So we got to learn that risk is the key to knowing your true security. All right? So let's see. I know you've been thinking, I need an acronym for this. I need an acronym. I will understand risk if I have an acronym. So you got one. All right. So risk. We want to relax. We want to investigate. We want to be spirit-led. And we want to have knowledge. All right? So the deal with risk is that the first thing, and that's why we have meditation. Risk is not about being irresponsible. It's not about putting yourself in dangerous situations. It's not about, putting yourself in a situation where you're going to get injured. It's really about risking to go beyond your own fear. Right? They say that the only thing that's getting in your way is you. That prison of you. So I've taken in my life, because this spiritual path for me has really been about, I'm going to risk, I'm going to grow, because if not, I really don't have anything to talk about. I never took a risk, how about y'all? So we have to go beyond what we know. So one of the things I did, as I always like to prove that I'm bigger than my fear, is I decided years ago to jump out of an airplane. Okay, now I was working on an airplane, so that was kind of weird, but I was working on an airplane, and there was this movement on the airplane that people were going around and saying, there's a jump that you can do and it'll get paid for, it's for the mentally handicapped. And if you jump, it raises money for the mentally handicapped. And so I got right into that. I thought, that'll be nice. And I didn't really kind of think through the whole jumping thing. But it sounded like a really great thing to do. So I found myself, as it was getting closer to the jump, I had to sort of relax into, why was I doing this? You know, I really was doing this to prove to myself that I could do something I didn't think I could do. And I also wanted to do it for a reason that was about making the world better, right? So I got to relax into that. Then the investigation came. And I didn't just, borrow somebody's plane and go jump out of it. I went to a class. And there was 7 gentlemen and myself. It didn't seem like a female sport somehow. But it was in England, and it was in this area called Dover. And so we went and we trained, and we stood on a box, and they would put like things up, and you'd turn around to see like if your parachute didn't open, what would you do? I'm like, ah, but it was all that kind of quick training, so I had to investigate what the heck was going to happen. And and I was, because these guys, some of them had been, jumping for years, but this is a refresher course, and so I was just, really had to investigate, why am I doing this, and I had to learn about it. Then I needed to be spirit-led. Now, I remember the morning that I was in the car, and we were driving up. We'd been 2 days in training, and my mom called. So my mom called, and she's like, Heidi, how much do you need to give the charity? I'll pay. I'll give the charity. Don't jump. And I'm like, no, Mom, I have to do this. She's like, no, you don't. What do you need? I'm like, I need you to say, God bless you, and I see the best for you, and quit doing this worry thing. So anyway, would you mind? Yes, so I did. Here was my picture, yes. They said, you could just kind of walk out here in case anybody can. But that is my exiting the plane. Now, I'd love to say that that's a smile of, I'm so happy. But they told me there was a camera on the wing. And I thought, well, if this is my last picture, I'm going to smile. So anyway, yay, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. And and I will tell you that I had some knowledge. Now, I was going down in this elevator, in this parachute, because it was what they call a static line. And I didn't want to jump out of the plane. That was not like I wanted to do this, but it was this drive in me to go beyond my fear, to go beyond my fear. When we took off, I know someone on the plane said, I think we all have a few mental challenges doing this, but I'm like, we're going. So we all, one by one, we left the plane. And I will tell you, London and England is not a clear, I was hoping I'd see the ground. We're in the clouds, right? It's England. And so, it took a while to even see where we were going to land. And then they tell you, you're supposed to pull like this way to get the air. And I'm like this. And I can hear in the little thing, the little intercom, they're like, you're not supposed to swim. I'm like, I don't care. And so, but I'll say when I landed like they tell you, you just kind of collapse on the ground, but you don't land straight up. I saw that grass and I said, I did it, and I'm never doing it again. I love. Yeah. All right. But I will tell you, taking that risk shifted my confidence about the world. And what are we about in this life? I obviously was more stuck than some people. I needed to do something really outrageous. But what is it that you need to do? It may be having a conversation with somebody that you want to do that healing. It may be taking care of your body in a way. It may be, really practicing spiritual economics when it comes to the security of your life. I know he talks about a story of a gentleman that got a notice that said, your job is complete. You're in early retirement. And the gentleman just thought, oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for this. All my security is getting messed with. And there was a spider on his desk, and he pushed the spider off, and the spider immediately spun a strand and then softly went to the ground. And he thought, wow, if that spider can do that, I can connect with something within me that can bring me onto a safe landing. See, nature doesn't have a problem. Every little tree, every big tree started with a little acorn, and the whole tree was in that seed. And what is within us is within us. You know, and the tree, thank heavens, doesn't go, you know, I don't like myself, so I think I'm going to be a shrub. You know, it just does its thing. And they don't go, oh, you're a better looking tree than I am, so I'm not going to play small. You know, they do its thing. So this is what nature does. And this is what Jesus was teaching. You know, Jesus was always teaching people to pick up your mat and walk. You know, people were touching the hem of his garment saying, I'm saved. He said, no, by your faith you're saved. It's by what is within you. And I know I heard a story, I read a book years ago that said, if you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat. And I love that. And Jesus, after he fed the thousands with the fish and loaves, he went and rested. He went and relaxed. And he told the disciples, you know, go on in the boat. I need some quiet time. Get out of here. You know, and he told them to go on in the boat. And he meditated and he relaxed. It was a lot to feed all those people, right? It was a lot of energy. And so then right, Ron? He's over there resting. Yes. And so then he thought, you know, I am in now my consciousness. I'm going to go be with my disciples and I'm going to walk on water. I don't think it was I'm going to do this. I need to get there, and this is how I get there. And when he comes up, the disciples are like, oh, it's a ghost. You know, we get really scared when life is showing us a new way of living. I'm about to go out of that plane. I know how to do it, but it's like, ah. And so the disciples say, we're scared. And Jesus said, come on out here. Do this thing. Greater things can you do. And Peter walks on the water. And then he gets scared and he goes down in the water. But the point is that we got to try. You know, we get successful by learning how to fail. We learn how to love when we learn loss, and we learn how to be secure when we take a risk. And one of my favorite teachers is Helen Keller, who we've got her up here, says, security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or it is nothing at all. Right? Helen Keller, do you think she had a few things to be scared about? Do you think she had any sense of real security about anything outside of her? It was born within her. So I am so grateful you all keep showing up for these talks that really change our mind. You know, Jesus told us, you know, it is the transformation of your mind that will allow your life to be different. So thank you for allowing your mind to transform, your heart to transform. And we have so many experiences. Wow, sneeze on the truth. I love it. All right. So, and bless you. So we have this experience that I'm calling the I Am Creative Weekend. Jenny Hahn is coming here. I'm going to show you just a very quick video about her work called process painting, and I invite you all to come to allow those colors that within you, that creativity, you know, security or creativity, to allow that creativity to come forth. And I will talk right after Jenny does her thing.
Hi, Unity in Chicago. My name is Jenny Hahn. I'm an artist and a process arts facilitator. And I want to let you know about an exciting opportunity coming soon. On Saturday, August 22nd, I will be at Unity in Chicago offering a process painting workshop. Process painting is about painting from the inside out. It's a tool for self-discovery. It's about showing up to ourselves, listening deeply, and getting curious about what wants to be born, what wants to express. We don't have to be, quote, artists to do so. We all have that creative spark within us. And when we can do this and practice this in a safe, non-judgmental environment, then we're really nurturing and giving a nod to that inner creativity that maybe hasn't expressed for many years. So we use very basic materials, tempera paint, paper, basic brushes. So it's about the experience, not about the finished product. I'm also going to be bringing a body of my own work, which will be on display at the Sunshine Gallery in Unity in Chicago. On the Sunday, the 23rd, I have an opening and kind of an artist talk reception. So I just really look forward to being there, to meeting you, to being able to paint together and to go on this inner journey together in a supported space. If you want to find more information about process painting, you can go online to creativenectarstudio.com. And thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. So I appreciate allowing, when we ask the question, again, security or creativity, let's do creativity. And so the pain of staying tied in that bud, the risk of being in the bud, I'm hoping is becoming more painful than the risk to blossom. All right, let's blossom. Let's live this life. Let's be this field of flowers that we're meant to be. Sound like a good idea? All right, sound like that's the reason you're born? All right, are we creative beings creating security in our life? Yeah, and so let's do our affirmation, and then we're going to have one more wonderful experience today. Well, one of the many of opening up. So I believe your affirmation is also in your bulletin, but is it there? Okay, here we go. All right. My security is planted in my creative gifts. I boldly dream what has not been dreamed and explore what has not been explored. My life is a grand adventure. And let's put our hands up and say that last part one more time, just to feel that energy. My life is a grand adventure. Oh, yes, it is. Give yourselves a hand for that. Okay, so we are all about inviting that beauty, that artist, that colorful nature of you forward. And we're so blessed today to have Preston Click with us, who's going to lead us in a Native American flute meditation. We know that if Preston had not said yes to his creativity, he'd still be driving a tractor around in circles in his family farm. So we are so glad that Preston is with us today. Let's give Preston a hand.
Each of us is born into this world looking for our voice. We search. We search. For some of us, it takes a whole lifetime. For a few, perhaps they don't even find their voice. But most of us find our voice at some time. By voice, I don't mean what I'm speaking with. I mean your way of expressing, your way of being, your way of living, how you carry yourself, who you are for others, and what you manifest in the world, who you show up as. Your voice, your creativity. I had to give up the security of a farm that was given to me in order to move to Chicago, to find unity, to find my self-expression, and to find my wife. It wouldn't have been possible without that. Security, to a degree, can be a blessing. I'm secure in a home. I'm secure in a great marriage. Those enable my creativity, but they don't stifle my creativity. And I think that's Reverend Heidi's point about using security to facilitate creativity, but never let it block. There's finding a voice can take a long time. Even for a bird, newly hatched, it has to search. It listens to what else is out there, and then it starts to express and find itself. And when you find your voice, you learn to sing your song. And when you sing your song, it changes not only your world, but the world of all those around you. And you become a blessing.
So we continue to breathe into that knowingness that is our senses, where we hear and feel and know that creativity is the energy that breathes us, that beats our heart, that is the life force that's within us. And we're now in that state where the chaplains can come in at this point to lead us in our prayer time, because with that open heart is the energy with which we pray, and we can hold that place of love and light and joy for the folks in our lives for which we want to pray, for ourselves, and for members of this community that are wanting to heal and are wanting the energy of our love and our prayer. It's interesting, when you do your own healing, you can really be available for those that need healing. So the chaplains will lead us in our prayer time.
In this healing space, please list the names of those that you would like to hold in prayer. We hold in love and in peace each and every name named, and those that we hold in our hearts. We hold in prayer our board, our volunteers, each member of this congregation, our staff, and all others. We also hold in prayer and in the sacred space the names listed on the screen behind us. Thank you, God, for everything. And so it is. Amen. We are your prayer chaplains today. There's Joe, I'm Rosie, Mrs. Gabby, and we are happy to pray with you, holding your prayers in confidentiality. We'll be just outside in the Fillmore room if you would like prayer. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Preston. Thank you, chaplains. Let's give Preston another hand. That was so sweet. And last week we talked about being the flute, that energy, that is what our vocation, our work, our life is that we let this air of life make that beautiful noise, that sound, that music. And so now we're taking the risk to be happy by allowing ourselves to celebrate this abundance that is our life, the flow that comes into our life, where we've received, and we give where we're spiritually fed. So this place can stay awake and alive and alert for everyone that comes in here, that we're here all week. And we just want you to know this is your home, and you all support it. And I'm so grateful that you made the choice on this Sunday morning to come and be here. So if you'll hold your love offering, your tithe, some again are giving electronically. If you give in the Abundant Life program, and that is your entire love offering, your entire tithe, you can get a little card that you can put in the basket that says, I'm in the Abundant Life. You can get that when you come in. So I invite you to hold your hands together and hold that tithe, that love offering, that energy. And if you give it another way, just hold your hands together. And let's breathe into the knowingness that we are secure in our creativity. We have gifts that we are endowed, with which we're endowed, that are how we express God in the world. And so we continue to stay in the flow, in the affluence of who we are. Nothing stagnant is prosperous. So we want to move the energy. We love the flow, and we love to be in the flow. And so let's say together our conscious giving blessing. Divine love, richly flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for the blessings of this day. I am grateful for the blessings on the way, and so it is. And today is our day.
Today, while the blossom still clings to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows will all pass away ere I forget all the joy I have known today. Well, I'll be a dandy and I'll be a rover. You'll know who I am through the song that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll sleep in your clover. I'll laugh and I'll cry and I'll sing. Today, while the blossom still clings to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine today. I can't be contented with yesterday's glory. I can't live on promises, winter to spring. Today is my moment, and now is my story. I'll laugh and I'll cry and I'll sing. Today, while the blossom still clings to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine today.
Thank you. Now, what diversity today, yes, right? We have rock and roll and a Native American flute and today and a little waltzing going on out there, I see it. It's all so beautiful. Creativity at its best. So let's breathe in. And please remember, your creativity has created the flow of prosperity in your life. So as you give, you keep your creativity in motion. And how about that we create security through our creativity? What a way to live. It is the way that our Christ consciousness stays alive. And it is what our life is all about. So we bless these tithes, these love offerings. We know that it allows our incredible home on throne, this building, to thrive and be repaired in all the ways and updated and revived, just as we are reviving our own lives. Bless our garden, our incredible people that are part of this church. And so if you will repeat after me, abundance is my natural state of being. Prosperity is my way of life. My creativity creates my security. I am the blossom that is blooming. I let the God times roll. And all is well. And so it is, amen. Beautiful. Thank you. Wow, it's great energy. So we are going to invite Jill Brown up to give us a few updates.
Okay. You might see these beautiful flowers behind me, and they are lovingly given today by Connie Kiosi in memory of Christine Mearstein. Connie says, I first met Christine at Unity Toastmasters in 1997, and we became good friends as we shared our life stories. She attended Unity for many years before illness immobilized her. Christine loved to dance and laugh and was a beautiful soul inside and out. She was also a very sharp dresser. She celebrated her 80th birthday right here in the Sunshine Gallery with a Mardi Gras themed party, which my young daughter and I attended. Christine in her gold flapper dress beamed with beauty and style. She died peacefully at 96 years old this past July 9th. She will be missed. Thank you, Connie. And available dates for flower donations are August 23rd and 30th, and Sundays are available in September as well. Stop by the wings. Okay, do we have people who are here for the first time this morning? I hope so. If so, we're very glad to have you here. Welcome. If you'll hold up your hand, we'd love to give you a flower. And we hope you've enjoyed your experience with us. We have a small gift in the form of the flower, and we'd also like you to stop by the Welcome Zone in the library on the first floor. We have a free welcome DVD for you, and if you'll just look for the blue welcome banner near the rear door to the parking lot, that's where the library is, okay? And welcome very much. We're very happy that you're here with us today. Just a couple of announcements. If you've had your eye on one of Dolores Rick's beautiful watercolors in the gallery, now is the time to purchase it. Now is the day. The exhibit closes next Sunday, so stop by and see Dolores today. Individual direct divine light healing is offered today in the Oak Room following the service. This is no-touch energy healing, and it is offered on a love basis, and that is in the Oak Room. Save the date for our next big happening. Taste of Unity will be on Saturday, September 19th. Yay. And I'm sure there's more to come on that, but that's all I have right now. Okay, do we have Carol with a kitty? Thank you, Carol, and the Pet Ministry for all you do. We have a very vibrant community, as you all know. The best way to stay connected, to know what's happening and the upcoming events, is to visit the web, unitychicago.org, or friend us on Facebook at Home on Thome or Unity Chicago to see what's happening at Unity and within our Unity family. And once more, we have Michael Shorvat.
The heart is in bloom, shoots up through the stormy ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care The traffic is stuck, and you're not moving anywhere. You thought you found a friend to take you out of this place, someone who could lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. You're on the road, but you've got no destination. You're in the mud, in the maze of her imagination. You love this town, and even if that doesn't ring true, you've been all over, and it's been all over you. It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Touch me, take me to that other place. Teach me, oh, no, I'm not a hopeless case. See the world in green and blue. See China right in front of you. See the canyons broken by clouds. See the tuna facing in the sea out. See the bad winds, fires at night. See the oil fields at first light. And see the bird with the leaf in her mouth. After the flood, all the colors came out. It was a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. A beautiful day. Touch me, take me to that other place. Reach me. I'm not a hopeless case. What you don't have, you don't need it now. What you don't have, you don't feel it somehow. What you don't have, you don't need it now. Don't need it now. It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day.
So let's all stand up. Michael, thank you so much. And the Peter Polzak Trio, wow. So it is a beautiful day when we let our creativity create our security, yes? All right, now we've got a couple of things. First of all, our Wednesday night services are going to start this month being vibrational shift time. So pranic healing is this Wednesday. The next Wednesday will be our Taze service, and the next Wednesday will be Preston, our Gongadir. So all Wednesdays, just show up 7 o'clock, and you will be transformed, even more than you are right now. All right, so just to let you know, there is a memorial service at 1:30 today. It's Juan Zuniga. It's a really celebration of life for this wonderful man that was such a great part of Unity for so many years. So please come. We'll be celebrating his life with his family and many beautiful stories about Juan. All right, we're going to say our affirmation, and then we're going to say our mission statement. So today's affirmation: my security is planted in my unique creative gifts. I boldly dream what has not been dreamed and explore what has not been explored. Hands up. My life is a grand adventure. All right, and our mission statement is: we are a diverse spiritual community of light, love, and laughter, comprised of people of all faiths. Through creative thought, affirmative prayer, and meditation, we bring good into expression in our lives and in the world, and so it is. So let us weave ourselves together, go out and make this world the place that it's supposed to be, because you be you.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yea, God, yea, us.